I should have known the moment the stars flickered out that everything had changed. It was the strangest sensation. An unsettling calm enveloped me, like treading water in an endless dark sea. One moment I had been inside the cramped confines of our ark ship, my sanctuary and prison, and the next I was staring at the emptiness where the constellations used to be. "Pat," I blurted into the cold, metallic silence surrounding me. "What's happening?" The ship's AI, Pat, didn't respond. Not that I expected it to. It had been glitching for weeks now, humming meaningless data like an overexcited child lost at a carnival while I clutched my clipboard with white-knuckled urgency. Something in its circuits had frayed beyond repair, which ironically only added to the utter panic simmering in my gut. "Come on, Pat," I shouted, panic threading into my voice as I watched the black void stretch infinitely beyond the ship's safety screens. I had gotten used to the isolation of deep space years on board. Alone but not truly lonely, often comforted by the buzzing of the ship or the gentle laugh of my sister's voice. The mission to collect fragments of the now extinct civilization had required it. Yet now, without a single luminary to anchor me, I was adrift in chaos. The last star had winked out just moments ago. Maybe it was a consequence of the anomaly that led us here, or worse. It could be the shift I had feared for months. "Initiate protocol safe," I commanded, defining a route to the nearest habitable world. Setting the trajectory would take time in the void. I could only hope the ship's fabric held tight. Minutes passed, though I couldn't tell how many. I finally grabbed the dasher from my pocket, a small device that connected me to the interstellar comms network. If I can just reach Elena, I muttered to myself, glancing at the flickering control panel that had served as my lifeline, only to see more errors and prompts flashing ominously on screen. None of it made sense. The stars are gone. I yelled into the comms, desperation leaking through my words. "Elena, do you hear me? I need you." There was no response, just a static void, though I hoped she could somehow sense my fear. The bond between us was so layered, siblings entwined in the eternal game of support and silence, prideful and forgiving. She would be just outside, in the lab hanging on every epiphany I had shared, yet I could feel the distance stretch between us like a chasm. A ripple, a haunting sensation overcame the ship, like a wave crashing against invisible walls. I pressed my palm against the console. The reaction felt tangible, like the ship had a heartbeat, racing alongside mine. But I couldn't tell if it was an advance from the universe or a retreat. Then, amidst the chaos, something formed on my screen. ***, quantum nexus entrance detected. ***, what? I questioned as my heart surged. The quantum nexus was a theory, a mere concept scribbled in the margins of our frantic research notes during those sleepless nights full of stars and dreams. A point of convergence where all realities overlapped, shimmering with potential. A spontaneous tear in the fabric of space. I'm something only a gamma, flare, or a rogue black hole could create. The implications flooded me with dread. The rules of reality were bending. One wrong move, and I'd be trampled under the weight of alternate timelines, infinite choices spiraling out of control. Yet beneath the fear, curiosity squirmed. My hand hovered over options, contemplating. I glanced at the starlit void, then back at the screen. With a deep breath, I selected to engage the nexus. I was thrilled yet terrified. My whole life had been a struggle against the expectations of being the bright genius in our family. I wasn't just patience now. I was the one who had to redefine what survival meant, a spectral thread woven into our universe's grand tapestry. "Elena," I muttered. She had once whispered that every great leap in history hinged upon instinct and the courage of facing the unknown, and there I was, about to change everything. That fireside chat came rushing back, echoing stronger than the machines around me. I was constantly challenged by the weight of her revelations, her ability to forge paths in the landscape of thought. Time seemed to slow as I activated the nexus, a cascade of colors engulfing my surroundings, bending the very essence of reality. The darkness faltered, stretching into hues of blue and crimson swirls, coiling like smoke entwined in flame. A final jolt propelled me forward, the arc shuddering as I lost my grip on the screen. Through the dazzling chaos, unspeakable choices cascaded around me. I could almost hear the echoes of countless lives choosing their destinies in the particular realm of possibility that had just unfolded. It was all so exquisite, exhilarating, and chaotic. Then a crackle pierced the noise. Pat, Elena's voice broke through. "Are you there?" I launched forward. My heart a drumroll of hope, yearning for reassurance from the sister who always anchored me. "Can you see them?" I gasped, my voice shaking with excitement. "The stars? Patience, it's too late." The weight of her words fell upon me, a stone dropped into the eye of a storm. The universe had changed in a way I couldn't yet fathom, but at that moment one thing was perfectly clear. The rules had been rewritten, and no one would escape the consequences. I was left suspended between the brink of discovery and the edge of destruction. Every choice, my choice, would reverberate through the fabric of existence itself. The pulse of the arc echoed through my veins, vibrating with uncertainty and fear as the colors of the quantum nexus faded into black. A sensation, like falling, erupted in my stomach, disorienting me as the ship jolted, the gravitational forces twisting around me. I fumbled for the navigational panel, willing my hands to steady, breathing through the waves of anxiety that threatened to break over me. "Elena, what do you mean it is too late? Just trust me. You need to—" I heard her voice break, drowned by static. "Pat, get ready for the fallout, the reality we knew. It is—" The room erupted into chaos. The arc crashed through unseen layers of reality, tumbling uncontrollably. I reached for the regulators, trying to stabilize our descent into the unknown, wrestling with digital signals that flickered and faded like fireflies in twilight. Self-calibration initiated. Pat chirped again, unhelpful and frantic. I squeezed the edges of the console, forcing myself to breathe steadily despite the tremors. Then the jarring abruptly ceased, and the ship stabilized. Gradually, the ship's atmosphere returned to its previous state. I blinked into the dim lighting, still wrapped in uncertainty. Beneath my terror, though, curiosity blossomed. Slumped against the control panel, I managed to catch my breath. "Pat, give me a status report." What's outside? As if summoned, the monitors flickered back to life, presenting a view unlike any I had experienced before. A vibrant spiral, sprawling with impossible colors, brushed against a horizon of nebulous clouds, veils swirling around half-formed landmasses cast in azure light, humming with palpable energy. Current coordinates, realm of Epsilon 39. Anomalous energy readings detected, Pat droned, back to its emotionless self. Epsilon 39, I breathed. We had theorized about it during late-night discussions, the concepts fluttering around like lost orbs of light. Tales of societies thriving beyond our comprehension, entire ecosystems woven from the fabric of consciousness itself. But we never imagined we'd land here, or what it would mean for us. As the anticipation grew, a sharp pang of guilt shot through me. "Elena," I shouted again. "Are you all right?" An agonizing moment fell heavy in the air. I waited, anxiety coiling tighter, digging nails into my resolve. Finally, a voice crackled over the comm, a little fuzzy, yet vibrating with urgency. "The Nexus fractured our reality, patience. You have to believe that what lies ahead is dangerous. Julie's is out here." "Who?" My heart quickened, cold tendrils of fear curling around my gut. "Julie's Kepler, my research partner, my friend. He's found a way to harness the Nexus energy, but he has become dangerously obsessed with it. He believes he can control it." Julie's. The name was like a stone dropped in my chest. I remembered him, a fellow prodigy, standing atop a pedestal of intellect, always so sure it would be his brilliance guiding us through the unknown. "What do you mean, control?" My pulse raced. "How do you know this? Look out the viewport," she urged, her anxious tone etching dread into my heart. "He's waiting for you." I turned, heart racing fervently. What I first thought were mere wisps of color became humanoid figures traversing the plain of floating islands. Among them, I spotted a silhouette that seemed familiar, moving with an uncanny grace. "Pat, zoom in. Let us get a clearer picture, I commanded, my voice laced with desperation and fear. The panel complied, amplifying the image. As the figure came into focus, my stomach plummeted. Julius stood perched on a ledge, as if summoning the vastness around him, his eyes smoldering with brilliant intensity, a wild glint igniting in the depths. Draped in flowing fabric, he blended into the ethereal surroundings, a slight halo framing his silhouette. "It can help us, patience," he called out, baritone laced with fervor amid the swirling energies. "We can reshape reality, build a new world, one without suffering. Your obsession will ruin us." Elena's voice crackled through the calm, a cacophony of fear and desperation. "You can't play God, Julius. No, it is our birthright," he shouted back, breath nullifying the distance between us. "Don't you see? The Nexus responds to our thoughts. It grants us incredible power. You just need to understand it." Desperation twisted like a whisper around my mind, shadowing every hopeful thought. "Elena, I'm coming," I declared, forcing strength into my voice despite the moiling anxiety. "We'll find a way together." "Don't," was her instant reply, sharp with warning. "He's changed." But as I engaged the thrusters, breaking free of the ship's confines, my heart overrode reason. A pull surged through my veins, an unshakable tether to my friend, my companion. A thread tying not only our past, but seemingly the fate of our worlds. Glimmering unsteadily above the churning landscape, I grasped my surroundings, a vast cascade of colors folding over itself like a fabric scarcely woven. Threads of light weaving between floating platforms that seemed to beckon. If was I going to face Julius, I needed answers, the dark energy emanating from him, and perhaps a tiny glimmer of the bond we once shared. The moment I stepped onto the new soil, a warmth enveloped me, saturated in wonder and fear. It felt like crossing thresholds into destiny and danger, carrying the echoes of unseen worlds on my skin. "Welcome, patience," Julius exclaimed, his voice a siren's call waiting beneath layers of attractive force. "Well, are you finally ready to embrace the truth?" I gritted my teeth, uncertainty flickering in my chest. "What truth, Julius? That reality is nothing but an illusion. We can reach into the depths of the Nexus and pull forth a realm where our desires shape the universe." "A paradise beyond the stars, or a prison made for all time," Elena interjected, stepping close. Her determined gaze fell upon me, strong yet desperate. "You need to bring him back, Pat. He's losing himself." In that moment, the realization weighed heavily. The bonds and bravery that had brought us to this point would be tested. "I won't let you take control of our reality," I called to Julius. "Not if it means sacrificing everyone's lives." But deep inside, echoes of doubt began to unfurl. Were we truly the masters of our fates, or mere specters caught in a tapestry woven by powers far beyond our comprehension? I could sense it. The pull of the Nexus was stronger, threading expectations onto our hearts. The final confrontation loomed as I squared off against my former ally. The swirling mysteries of Epsilon 39, rising beneath us like a storm waiting to unleash its tempest. Futures ahead were branching and fluid, but one fact stayed clear. I had to protect my sister and salvage the bonds that kept the essence of our humanity intact. The battle lines had been drawn, and the question of sacrifice loomed heavy upon us in the cosmic expanse. The weight of Julius's gaze bore down on me. I could almost hear the collective heartbeat of Epsilon 39, thrumming with anticipation. A cosmic entity swirling with potential and peril. Every fiber of my being screamed at me to act, to pull away from the edge of this precipice, but what lay before me, twisting and shimmering, was a prospect that exhilarated and terrified me in equal measure. "Julius, this isn't you," I implored, stepping forward cautiously, sensing the energy that surged around him, a torrent of darkness layered with the brilliance of what the Nexus could offer. "You're not just an extension of this power. You have a heart, you care about people, care, patience, you misunderstand the very fabric of existence. He extended a hand, the dark energies pulsing around him like smoke caught in a breeze. This is an evolution. Power doesn't lie in restraint. It lies in owning who we truly are. With the Nexus, we can be more than mortals. We can reshape the universe. But at what cost? Elena interjected, stepping cautiously by my side. You can't bend reality to your will without consequences. That kind of power, it changes you. The air hung tense with unspoken fears. I could feel Elena's resolve solidifying next to me, bolstered by a lifetime of challenges we had faced together. Yet even with this camaraderie, doubts surged forth like shadows, whispering that perhaps this was how destinies became rewritten, how paths merged and diverged. Julie stood firm, undeterred. I've seen what the Nexus offers. I've glimpsed lifetimes devoid of suffering. Patience, you can help me harness it. We can free ourselves from being ruled by fate. A brilliant flash erupted from behind him, illuminating the fractal landscape, a rebirth of uncertain realities. Quicksilver threads weaving in and out of sharp focus. My heart raced, feeling the ambivalence of my mind tethering between the past I cherished and this radical future he tantalized with. How can you be so sure? I called out, my voice trembling. You've cracked open a door, yes, but what's through it? What lurks behind that veil of power? Everything we fear. His answer flowed like molten honey, smooth yet treacherous. And what we desire. Embrace the fallacy of illusion and we can see the truth. Our minds can conquer time, patience. Julius lifted his other hand, and before me unfolded a projection of shimmering images, a cascade of stars bursting into existence, nebulas swirling with energy, lifetimes flashing past, free from pain yet marked by chaos. I gasped, my heart racing at the siren call of creation. But at the periphery of that grand illusion, whispers of doubt echoed ominously. The fabric of the arcane reality seemed uneasy, strain bubbling beneath. I could feel it, the Nexus possessed a consciousness, a will of its own, and its pulse now resonated with ambition and jealousy. Patience, we are on the brink of manifestation, Julius urged, his excitement palpable as he continued to draw in worlds, focusing the Nexus's energy into tangible waves that reverberated through the air. We could heal this fractured galaxy. Julius, Elena pleaded, stepping forward, can't you see? You're losing yourself. You've opened Pandora's box. It's more than just destiny. It threatens our reality. The swirling energies around him flickered with a pulse of discord, as if aware of the growing mistrust. You don't know what you're saying, he hissed, his voice more volatile than before. If you deny the potential, then you deny yourselves. Denying this isn't denying ourselves, it's safeguarding it. I declared louder, allowing the swell of resistance to gather within me. You can grasp power without becoming monstrous. Don't throw away the bonds we have, our humanity. Asterisk in that spark of confrontation, the Nexus surged, tremors rippling through the air as reality wavered around us. Shapes and specters danced along the edges of perception, shadows of forgotten paths yearning to cross back into existence. But suddenly, a violent explosion erupted in the very core of the Nexus as a torrent of colors exploded outward. A shockwave of chaotic energy splintering away from Julie's, reshaping the heavens above into a collage of fragmented realities. Uncontrollable forces pooled around us, threatening to fracture our very perceptions. Julie's, I screamed against the whirlwind. You must let go. Through the maelstrom, I could see him beginning to falter, caught in the very web of the powers he sought to embrace. His eyes, once filled with burning ambition, now flickered with uncertainty. I reached for him, desperation fueling my movement, feeling the belief that bonds like the very threads of reality could be salvaged even in dire straits. We can work together. We can understand what's happening without succumbing to it. Don't fight me. Julius roared, his voice strained as the Nexus reacted to our emotions, a symphony of energies battling against each other. You don't understand what I've seen. You have to join me. For every ounce of darkness in his voice, a glimmer of humanity still flickered beneath. and I could feel the very air itself longing to connect with his mind, to wrap and hold the fabric of possibility together. No, Julies, I fought against the rising tide of chaos, every tug at reality threatening the balance we sought to protect. Step away from him, Elena yelled, a surge of power igniting her voice. She was ready to face the storm. Her presence radiated strength as she positioned herself beside me, sending sparks dancing toward the nexus core that roiled above. The patience we can amplify our bond, draw from each other. In that pivotal moment, the connection ignited, a bioluminescent chain of energy sharp and electric. We locked eyes, and a surge of understanding coursed through Julie's, and I felt not just the gravity of our choices, but the fires of our past colliding with possibilities still unformed. I refuse to lose you, Julie's, I said, my voice trembling but firm as the winds of change rushed around us. This power isn't our only path forward. He hesitated, but the surge of the Nexus surged with a different kind of strength, a call of instinct beckoning to his core. The energy amassed into violent surges around him, pulling at him like an insatiable predator. I don't know if I can. Then don't fight it alone, I implored, channeling every ounce of trust I had. Join us. As the words fell, a tether of light flickered between us, cascading through memories that echoed our friendship, our journeys through academic zeal, nights spent laughing over trivia, understanding our fears and dreams. Between the fractals of light and shadow, a bridge flickered, a connection waiting to be realized. The atmosphere thickened with heat as I reached forward, dragging Elena's hand along with mine to join Julie's in his vortex of chaos. Understand this, Julie's, I called, desperation mounting with our shared energy. We can work to heal our worlds together. We're not invincible, but we can use our connection to bridge whatever lies beneath. Time bent around us, moments elongating as consciousness mingled, and for a sliver of infinity, I could feel our minds converging, memories melding with possibilities that transcended our realities. It wasn't about possessing power. It was about understanding the balance between what we could shape and how we keep ourselves intact. With our collective will, we directed energy toward the Nexus, a unifying pulse that thrummed through time and space, a gasp of reverberation that echoed and filled the void with vibrancy. The chaos began to calm, surrendering to our will as realities collided into harmony. The chaotic hues began to stabilize into a vivid representation of galaxies swirling together, a testament to unity rather than dominion. Julie's and Elena exchanged glances, and I felt the flickers beneath their hearts, uncertainty melting into a semblance of resolve, a somber acceptance that none of us were infallible. Together, we can harness the Nexus, Elena said, her voice calm yet powerful. But it must become a reflection of not only our desires but our humanity. The brilliance of our tethered energies streamed forth into the Nexus, a dance of light spiraling as we realized the truths. The power did not own us. Rather, we had the power to shape it into a tool of coexistence. For our worlds could suffer from trials, from confusion in this churning tapestry. But in understanding each other and drawing from the well of our shared essence, we pulled together the strands of light, connecting our lives to uphold a universe nourished by compassion. And as the extreme energies shifted around us, I grasped the truth that, in fighting for our very existence, our bonds could remain strong against the tide of uncertainty. The fabric began rippling around us, connecting not just us, not just realities, but uniting countless lives, a continuum resonating in whispers across dimensions. Each voice echoed with purpose. Forward, then together, I declared, feeling the weight lift from my heart as Julie's nodded in acceptance, our hesitations fading against the cosmos. Let our knowledge shape understanding. As the brightness pulsed with newfound harmony, the chaotic landscape transformed, whispering promises of hope as worlds collided and merged into a breathtaking canopy, painted with all the colors of identity. A path forward lay ahead, not just for us, but for all those roaming the galaxies seeking purpose, connection, or healing. And as we stood beneath the iridescent sky forged amid uncertainty, I understood that we were more than our struggles. We embodied a resurgence of dreams' new destinies, waiting to unfold amidst myriad possibilities. As the last echoes of chaos subsided, leaving the shimmering nexus swirling in a delicate balance above us, a profound silence enveloped the landscape of Epsilon 39. Pulsating colors shifted gently, settling like soft waves lapping at a shore, illuminating our surroundings with a kaleidoscope of hues that seemed to breathe along with us. Each shimmer spoke of stories yet to be told, dreams forged from phantoms of our past, and possibilities that beckon beyond the horizon. Together, Julius whispered, standing closer to us now, the fervor that once clouded his judgment lifting like mist in the dawn. We no longer seek power for its own sake, but understanding, Elena added, her voice steady as the first light of day. Only together can we delve deeper into the essence of this nexus. I turned to face both of them, heart swelling with a sense of renewed purpose. What had unfolded was not merely a reconciliation of power, but a convergence of our ideals, a rebirth of purpose beneath an interconnected sky. If this nexus reflects our bond, what lies ahead will shape the reality we forge, I urged, glancing at the scintillating connections weaving through the energy. The souls and civilizations bound to us across timelines, we owe it to them, to ourselves, to keep this light free. How do we even begin? Julius asked, the gravity of possibility dawning upon him. We've barely grazed the surface of what this energy can offer. The consequences of our choices. What if we rewind time or create rifts we can't fix? It is the choices we make now that dictate our future, I replied. Let's start by understanding the nexus not just as a source of power, but as a portal to consciousness itself. With newfound unity, we ventured deeper into the swirling currents of energy, the nexus shimmering broader with every thought and intention we gathered. As my heart swelled with anticipation, I reached out, feeling the tendrils of raw energy flowing around us, inviting us to step beyond the limitations of our previous understanding. What if we visualize each experience our bonds, not just as energy but as reflections of our essence? I suggested, marshaling the strength in our connection, seeking to anchor our concerns and fears into the shimmering fabric of the nexus. A reach within, Elena emphasized, her gaze steady against the horizon of possibility. Let's weave a collective memory. Taking a deep breath, I closed my eyes, focusing on our histories, the threads of our lives unwinding like colors in a tapestry, the joys and fears blossoming with vibrancy, tangling into patterns that echoed across time. Julius's memories, filled with unraveling ambition and yearning for purpose. Elena's moments of resilience, fighting against despair while preserving hope. And my own, interspersed laughter around dinner tables and the sound of our heartbeat uniting as siblings. Gradually, the nexus responded, the energy beginning to resonate with those recollections, bridging them together. A tapestry materialized, a mosaic of our collective experiences, first a flicker, flourishing with coherence and intent. It felt alive, infused with our laughter and tears, vibrating with the stories of those we had met along the way. Look, Julius exclaimed, all weaving through his voice as that tapestry shifted, projecting visions steeped in color above us. We can see them, and I watched in wonder as the fabric unfolded into a vision. A celestial realm where diverse civilizations thrived in harmony. Each thread pulsed with stories of shared resilience, of alliances forged among the stars, strength cultivated in the face of universal chaos. We are part of them, I breathed, mesmerized. Those echoes are alive in us, and they are waiting to awaken. They deserve to know their potential, their significance, Elena added. We have a choice here. The vibrant tapestry twisted again, cascading through theories of realities that merged and danced. Their voices reached out, whispers resonating with significance as we witnessed the beauty of worlds interwoven. Yet it did not gloss over the darkness threaded through history, the pain and sacrifices that marked the path of growth. And I could feel every pang of lost opportunity weathering the fragile tapestry of existence. Focus, Patience, Julie's urged, grounding me. What do you envision? I curled my fingers around a shimmering thread, uncertain yet resolute. To amplify our connection, we have to link every intention here. We need to build a harmonious consciousness that will resonate, transcending barriers and opening pathways. We channel not our desires to control, Elena added with conviction, but our will to heal. I felt that energy flow through us, coiling and threading its essence into our shared vision, a vortex of infinite possibilities resonating with our hope. As one, I declared, letting the intention cascade through my very core, to blend our memories and breath into something greater than ourselves. Slowly, the tapestry began to pulse with renewed light, swirling with vibrant colors interlaced with wisdom, a beacon of guardianship, of unity. The sky above glistened with stars swirling into view. So many realities shimmered in the cosmos, beckoning towards us, each reminding us that we were a crucial stitch in an intricate cosmic quilt. Together, I urged once more, amplifying our resonance in mere whispers. We awakened their stories together. The nexus pulsed, swirling with the cacophony of voices and memories woven together, resonating as if they had been waiting for eons. And with that emergence, something remarkable transpired. The visions of those who had once struggled to survive flickered alongside the constellations, awakening to the realization of their thread in the greater story. The consciousness echoes in different realms. Julie's gasped. By channeling their stories, we amplify their strengths, illuminate the path, allowing them to grow. I felt exhilarated as I watched glimpses of civilizations aligning through time, illuminating their struggles and triumphs, their divergent experiences converging. The power of shared narratives twisted and twinkled, each voice contributing to the choir of exaltation, a celebration of hope and resilience. But threads of doubt still lingered in my mind, echoing the weight of responsibility in embracing such colossal wisdom. But what if they choose a path we can't foresee? I asked hesitantly. What if they repeat the same mistakes? Then it's our added strength that becomes our protection, Elena assured, her voice steady. We stand beside them. Each bond we forge only increases the resilience of the universe itself. We won't abandon them. That resolute flame ignited once again, and I nodded, ready to face the uncertainty. Then let's build threads of understanding through stories, I said, emboldened. We amplify the light for all to see. With every action, a choice awaits. Together, we infused our intentions into the nexus, transcending mere wishes. They transformed as musical notes weaving intricately from every realm, a symphony reaching into the infinite depths. And as we resonated through this celestial dream, emotions transcended barriers, knitting each fragment into a cosmic embrace once more. Together, we chanted, voices raised, echoing through the realms. Reality shimmered like 1,000 light blooms bursting forth, cascading streams of energy spiraling into places untouched by darkness. In that moment, the soft whispers of lost civilizations spiraled outward, their desires spilling into the nexus, unveiled yet bright, casting light upon the forgotten corners of reality. Patience, Julie said, gasping softly, this is the dawn of a new era. And suddenly, a flicker of realization surfaced. The tapestry wove not just harmonies but resilience, a bridge among us and beyond, linking every soul once forgotten, now radiant against the backdrop of stars. Here comes the outreach, I whispered excitedly, compelled by the magnitude of transformation ahead, a journey toward understanding. We stood united now, unveiling a path forward at the precipice of what it meant to exist. A luminous web connected us to the universe, a heart throbbing with life, brimming with potential and stories still to be written, every strand vibrant with purpose. As we held our breath and forged ahead, my heart danced with apprehension and hope as the realization dawned upon us, shimmering through every thread of connection. Together, we would carve our legacy beneath a starlit canvas, and galaxies would vibrate with the pulse of our united resolve, deepened above. Reality unfolded before us, promising a future forged in unity. waiting for us to embark on this voyage among the swirls of the cosmos. The next adventure awaited. For what felt like an eternity, we stood before the shimmering tapestry of intertwined realities, pulsating with the strength of our unified intentions. The air crackled with energy, carrying echoes of lost civilizations intermingled with our own core memories, waiting to converge toward a destiny we had yet to fully understand. "Can you feel it?" Julius asked, his voice filled with an exhilaration that resonated through our shared connection. "Or the consciousness, it is alive." Elena's hand tightened around mine as we collectively anchored ourselves to the energy swirling within the nexus. "It's more than alive," she added, her eyes alight with anticipation. "It's awakening. These stories, they're reaching out to us." With every pulse of the nexus, tendrils of light emerged, forming vibrant pathways that branched out into the universe like sprawling tendrils of a cosmic vine seeking the sun. Each strand danced with fragments of experiences, histories yet to be lived, wisdom waiting to weave once more into the tapestry of existence. "Let's not just observe," I urged. "Let's become part of their stories. We can help each realm find its voice." I envisioned us as guides, conduits through which the surviving echoes could funnel their newfound awareness, their lost dreams and diluted aspirations, merging them into collective strength. "Absolutely," Julius concurred passionately. "We shape the energy together, a continuum of experience where knowledge blossoms through shared narratives." Following my intuition, I turned my focus toward the brightest path before us, channeling my newfound resolve. Let's connect and amplify our intentions. We can influence the fabric of all these realities. Together, we reached out to the strands of light, each glimmering with potential. I reflected on the struggles and victories shaped through our lives, eager to scribe new stories across the canvas of the Nexus. Images coalesced around us, a swirling panorama of shimmering worlds merging like the tendrils of an artist's painted dream. "Draw it in," I shouted, willing our minds to channel those stories into a unified current that flowed from our hearts. "We can ignite their hope." The energy coursed through us in waves, resonating like a heartbeat synchronized with the pulse of existence. Every flicker of the Nexus ignited memories from lives interwoven in their struggles of compassion forged in nature's crucible. Resilience echoed in the laughter of children, and knowledge deepened in the fires of experience. "Feel the essence," I urged, as colors connected in an extraordinary canvas shapes of sentient beings swirling toward us, forming a network enveloping the cosmic tapestry. We became mirrors reflecting lives whose luminescent cores sang in unison, their yearnings soaring through dimensions as they reached toward whatever light pierced through the uncertainty that threatened to consume them. "Patience, look," Julius exclaimed, his face aglow with exhilaration. A delicate strand pulsing with energy shimmered brighter, expanding outward. More and more pathways joined the Nexus, revealing a vast tapestry of lives converging upon us, woven together within the intricate network. As memory flowed into the Nexus, stories began to intertwine their threads, creating a hypnotic dance of light before us. A myriad of choices unfolding, whispering through time. I felt it keenly, their dreams embedding into our collective consciousness, drawing from the weight of history and the joy of hope. "What do we focus on, then?" Elena asked, the excitement shimmering in her voice intertwining with resolve. "What is it we want them to learn?" I closed my eyes, centering myself, wanting to embrace every experience we had synthesized into existence. "We want them to understand their realities, their struggles. They'll make choices that pulse with potential rather than fear. We need to illuminate how they can confront their challenges and still embrace the goodness that life offers. Together we rise," Elena affirmed, echoing the sentiments of resilience we had forged. Drawing strength from our shared convictions, we envisioned cultivating knots of energy that would not only sustain us, but ripple outwards to touch every being connected to the Nexus. "We weave empowerment," Julius exclaimed, his voice rising through the crescendo of vibrant energy. "They will call upon their truths. With gestures infused with our intentions, we began a cosmic incantation, every strand humming and resonating with the pulse of humanity as we opened pathways, exploring the very essence of communication, presence, and possibility. The Nexus responded, electric life surging through the interconnected web emanating outwards, forging warmth and comfort. Whispers coalesced into vivid images. Though fractured, cities sparkled, stars twinkled, and echoes of laughter erupted from once quiet realms. Bound by the will of shared dreams, we took steps to illuminate their paths, cheer their growth. See how the luminescence spreads. I cried out as the raw energy surged outward, casting light. Colors danced like fireflies illuminating previously hidden shadows. This is what they can be. The ethereal beauty unfolded with each heartbeat, the cosmos twinkling back at us through various timelines, connecting us with those who wrestled with despair and uncertainty. A convergence, a symbiotic relationship igniting realization and growth. I can't believe we did this, Julius murmured, all behind his eyes as the swirling tapestry above pulsed with growing light. We became stories. Yes, I reaffirmed, joy flooding my heart amidst the seriousness of our task. And we can guide them as they learn to navigate this new understanding. Yet, just as anticipation surged in our spirits, a rush of darkness emerged, pulling sharply at the edges of perception. Shadows elbowing their way into the brilliance we had forged. The Nexus trembled, colors flickering violently, shadows interspersing across the uplifted panorama. No, we can't lose it now, I shouted, panic threading through my voice. The darkness is drawing closer, Elena cried, pointing to the ebon tendrils reaching toward us from the depths. Gather the light, I exclaimed. We must channel everything we ignited thus far into one resilient force. Closing my eyes, I sent every ounce of vitality coursing through my heart into the fabric surrounding us, letting each sentiment pour forth in resounding waves the love, hope, wisdom, and purpose we'd woven from our journeys. This was not merely a fight to save ourselves, but an affirmation of all that we had awakened the potential rippling through the Nexus, capturing every lost soul and guiding them toward illumination. Together, we cried, harmonizing our voices as we wove courage through the fray, shaping the tides pushing against us, drawing strength from the narratives that ignited possibility in every strand woven. With each unison rising, light erupted, expanding outward in concentric waves, pushing back against the dark entities swarming toward us, those fractured tendrils quaking against our combined will. We flooded the Nexus with colors and warmth, encompassing every voice with a resonating pulse, pushing the barriers of darkness that had enmeshed themselves in fear. To rise against the dark tide, we shouted in unison, our voices entwining, sending waves of defiance shooting outward. A shimmering ray burst forth, illuminating the shadows, intertwining with vibrant energies, magnifying strength that surged with unprecedented radiance. Warriors of light, a chorus began resonating from within the Nexus. Together we rise. As the power amplified, flashes of all who dared to dream collided within that vortex of enlightenment. A dazzling ballet of voices, life, and reality, shaping forth a fusion of illuminating victory against shadows that sought to swallow. With every heartbeat, we cast back the darkness light pouring into every corner, illuminating fears that had long nested in silence yet enveloped with empathy, purpose, affirmation. In unity, we surged together, transforming shadows into narratives of resilience, every flickering anomaly reflecting a story untold, ready to unfold. Suddenly, the tension within the Nexus released, dissipating the dark forces as the walls shuddered and rent apart. Those voices, the myriad of souls woven within us, continued to rise, reshaping the fabric of time and space. Look, Julius exclaimed, eyes wide with awe. The barriers of darkness shattered, revealing a serene expanse brimming with luminescent connections. A vast cosmos reaching across time, assimilating the fragments we had interlaced through creativity and spirit. Warmth radiated through me as I gazed at the masterpieces we would created, a shimmering quilt of realities woven from our joint vibrancy, alive with stories eager to emerge. our shared path, our fabric of consciousness, now interconnected beyond reckoning. We've forged something beautiful, Elena breathed, tears of joy streaming down her face. Awash with gratitude and wonder, I envisioned what lay beyond. A myriad of souls inspired, empowered to step forth boldly, ignited with hope, and willing to illuminate the universe with the stories waiting to be told. Yes, it is only the beginning. I grinned, anticipation bubbling in my chest as I held both of their hands tightly, our energies interlaced. Together, we've reshaped our destinies, and now it is time we guide them. United in this tapestry, let's continue our journey to learn, to grow, and to share our light. As the nexus pulsated in luminous rhythms, it continued to beckon through the vast expanse of possibilities. Enveloped in the warmth of connection, I took a deep breath filled with resolve. Every flickering star promised potential, and our intertwined destinies were waiting just beyond the horizon. A boundless adventure ready to unfold before us, both familiar and yet to be discovered. And together, we would lead the way into the radiant realms, bound by the stewardship of shared stories, weaving tales of resilience and hope amid the sprawling cosmos. Sailing toward limitless horizons, a beacon of illumination lighting our path as we traveled forward. The vibrant luminescence flickered around us, a mesmerizing tapestry of possibilities stretching across the cosmic expanse. We stood united, hearts pulsing with purpose, our bond illuminating the paths we had forged together. A gentle hum resonated through us, a connection woven into the very fabric of the nexus and the myriad realities that unfolded before us. Together, we opened the door. I breathed, my voice filled with wonder as I gazed into the iridescent depths of our shared creation. And now it is time to embrace the journey ahead. As we stepped forward, the swirling colors began to coalesce into patterns. A map of every realm, intertwining with the echoes of civilizations that yearned to be heard. The Nexus held stories waiting to burst forth, ready for their narratives to find light. Where do we begin? Julius asked, his eyes alight with curiosity, scanning the vast network connecting us all. The pulsating pathways seemed eager, each vibrantly colored line representing lives intertwined by shared experiences, struggles, and triumphs. I closed my eyes, letting the warmth of our collective energy envelop me. I could feel the thoughts and aspirations of countless beings flowing through the nexus, raw, vibrant, imbued with the power of possibility. We follow the connections, uncover the stories that resonate the most with our own. We seek out those who have faced darkness and show them the light they can hold within. Elena nodded, her voice steady. By amplifying narratives of hope and resilience, we can guide them in finding their strength. Let's bring forth the voices that have been drowned in despair. With a determined heart, we pressed forward, the nexus pulling us along the endless threads of light that wove through time. Moments flashed before us, a kaleidoscope of lives vividly escaping their shadows, hoping to reclaim their path. The universe opened up, a vast expanse filled with shimmering portals that hinted at the essence of each civilization embraced in their own unique struggles. As we floated through the twinkling pathways, I felt the reverberations of lost stories entwined among us, waiting to be rewritten. Behind one curve, I glimpsed a beautifully vibrant world, its cascading colors reminiscent of an autumn sunset. Yet, beyond the beauty, I could sense an underlying heaviness, a challenge lurking just beneath the surface, a shadow threatening to suffocate the light it possessed. Look, I pointed toward the horizon, illuminating vibrancy against darkness, its thrum pulsing erratically through our shared connection. Let's reach out. I felt that familiar surge of motivation coursing through me. This was a call, not just for ourselves, but for those whose souls needed awakening. They beckoned to us from the edge of despair. We stepped through the shimmering barrier, emerging onto the canvas of the vibrant world below. Lush valleys stretched into the distance, but grayscale clouds loomed overhead, threatening to blanket the beauty with desolation. Gnarled trees with wilting leaves swayed in an unseen gale, casting anguished shadows on the broken earth. Is this really the world we sensed? Julius asked, concern flickering in his voice. The colors seemed muted now, as if the weary lives there struggled to maintain their vibrancy in the face of oppressive darkness. "Yes," Elena said firmly. "Remember why we are here. We need to remind them of their potential." She moved forward, scanning the horizon for the source of despair that weighed upon this realm. "There are souls who still flicker with light. We need to reach them." Tentatively, we approached a decaying town nestled within the valley, huddled close for comfort beneath the might of heavy skies. The faint echoes of laughter and conversation surrounded us, yet the sorrow that intertwined through every sound became palpable. Sadness enveloped emotions, extinguishing the joy. "Listen," I whispered, absorbing the interplay of voices, each heavy with pain but still yearning for connection. "Can you feel their struggles, the stories beating beneath the surface?" "Yes," Julius replied, "but we need to find a way in. How do we break through the darkness?" New determination glimmered in his eyes as the light around us danced slightly. Elena stepped forward, her voice laced with potency. "We remind them of their strength. Let's amplify the joy they still cherish, bring that radiance to the forefront." Rooting myself in the moment, I focused on the energy streaming through the nexus, depicting joyous memories shared, the stories that celebrated their triumphs. Together, we drew from this wellspring of nostalgia. "We connect through joy," I pronounced, my voice ricocheting against the cool air. "Let their laughter become a beacon against shadows." The light surged outward, coalescing where our voices met and flowing through the fabric of reality around us. Instantly, the vibrant colors swirled, wrapping the town in a shimmering aura. We watched as the townsfolk looked around in bewilderment, bright tints enhancing their muted surroundings, a burst of warmth flooding the monochrome reality. "Embrace it," Elena called, her voice echoing through the air as radiant prisms reflected in the hesitant gazes of the townspeople standing, frozen beneath the oppressive clouds. "Remember the joys, the laughter. Do not let despair bury your memories." A flicker ignited among the crowd, people whispering forcefully as they began to recall moments of happiness, childhood laughter mingling with sunlit smiles. The heaviness in the air began to lighten, pushing against the enveloping grayness that sought to consume them. Then something extraordinary happened. One small child, their face smeared with dirt, stepped forward, eyes wide with wonder. "I remember," the child exclaimed, lifting a tiny hand. "I remember playing in the meadow, running where the sun kissed the flowers. We laughed, we sang." With each word, energy swirled around us, amplifying the memories bubbling from within, igniting flames of joy that danced across the town. Like a match ignited against darkness, laughter rippled through the crowd. "See, we can find our joy again," the child cried, joy spilling forth as the gray clouds crackled with hints of color. The townspeople began to murmur eagerly as the droplets of light shattered through the shadows that enveloped them. Together, we forged a web of connection through their memories, weaving stories of resilience and strength. We drew forth the laughter that intertwined bodies and souls as vibrant knowledge surged along the invisible threads uniting each person. They began to grasp the patterns they once held, the essence of unity through shared experiences, laughter mingling with tears. As more voices rose in harmony, the clouds hovered uncertainly, as if weighing the value of existence against blossoming light. Hope flowed, their stories awakening as warm pulses swept through the desolate townsfolk. But the shadows did not dissipate willingly. Darkness coiled around the sky, sharp edges writhing as if they would crush any semblance of light. "They are reacting," I called out. "We need to fortify their resolve." With renewed urgency, we combined our energies, each of us channeling rays of warmth and goodwill deeper into those collective stories, binding fears with strength, embracing laughter, aspiration, and hope. "Push back, remember the joy, the strength, the light," Elena commanded fiercely. As the nexus surged through us, colors ignited, casting prisms of light that cascaded over the valley, a tidal wave of radiance lapping at the desolation. Each soul stood resplendent, reflecting shades of their regained memories, flooding the area with warmth. The clouds churned ominously above, clashing against beams of light, relentless and bold. But our interconnected hearts surged upward, turning the tide. Together, no more darkness, I declared, urging our energy toward the essence of the townsfolk. The child, emboldened by the surge of energy surrounding them, shouted, "We remember our laughter. We are stronger together." The tide turned. Vivid memories intertwined, igniting laughter anew. The darkness battered at the edges, but the townsfolk banded together, spirits rising as colors burst vibrantly against the storm clouds. "We are one," they cried, laughter mingling with shouts of strength. A chorus resonating through the air as flickers of light danced in defiance, unraveling shadows at the seams. With one final surge, the energies combined into a magnificent kaleidoscope. The swirling, radiant light crescendoed in a vivid explosion, illuminating the entire valley. The clouds cracked open, revealing streaks of celestial brilliance that spread warmth and hope across the land. Without warning, the darkness retreated, torn away by the power of unified intent and resilience. Light flooded the valley, energizing it, bathing it in warmth while the townsfolk beamed in the aftermath. Emotions soaring with joy revitalized. Calmness nestled back into the atmosphere, wrapping around lives once shadowed. The shadows of despair fled. Together we rise, we echoed, beaming at each other. The townsfolk's belief reverberated through our hearts, aligning with the consciousness that coursed through the nexus. In that moment of profound unity, I realized we were not merely rescuing lost souls. We woven stories a radiant promise echoed through the universe, bridging lives across dimensions. We lingered among them, absorbing the beauty of renewal. Hearts rekindled became the wind beneath our wings, unfurling like paper lanterns against the celestial canvas, a newfound sense of purpose radiating. But as the valley shimmered, we recognized the delicate balance we had restored demanded constant vigilance and embrace. "We must continue," I declared, looking into the eyes of my friends, Julies and Elena, reflecting that same commitment. There are countless realities still waiting to surrender their shadows to the light. We must roam across the fabric of existence. With every beat of our hearts in sync, we tore through the luminance, each step carrying us deeper into the nexus we had awakened. A realm where stories and destinies intertwine, free to break chains and forge connections across the expanses of the universe. Together, we would rewrite the narratives of countless lives, illuminating the path for generations yet to come. The journey had just begun, and our resolve burned brightly as we embraced the unknown, ready to venture forth into the luminous cosmic expanse, armed with the courage to change destinies and the will to kindle the light within every soul we encountered. And so we stepped beyond, weaving tales of hope into the ever-unfolding story of the universe, a testament that, united in strength, darkness would always yield to the brilliance of shared light. The vastness of the multiverse sprawled before us, an intricate web of realities shimmering in the starlit void. Each pathway glimmered, beckoning like the soft hum of forgotten melodies, yet each lane intertwined with unique complexities and stories yearning for redemption. Hand in hand, we ventured deeper into the luminous heart of the nexus we had awakened, emboldened by the promise of purpose, no longer only passengers on this journey, but insistent forces determined to mend the ruptures and illuminate the hidden shadows around us. Every step we take is another thread woven into the tapestry of existence, I said, feeling a swell of optimism push me forward, the energy of the nexus humming beneath our feet. The essence of multiple worlds flowed through me like sparkling water, each memory beating with potential, a chorus of lives intertwined and awaiting enlightenment. "Think of the lives we can reach," Elena chimed in, her bright eyes sparkling like stars against the cosmic backdrop. Every echo we amplify not only ignites hope, but mends destinies filled with sorrow. Julie's nodded, heartened by her words, and each click of our steps brings us closer to those yet to discover the strength they hold within. His voice held the weight of conviction, luminous with the ambition we now shared. As we ventured onward, light twisted into spirals overhead, displaying vibrant murals of dreams still unfulfilled. Flashes of worlds flickered and then vanished, but the urgency pressed on. An invitation lingering in the air, each tale pulsing with emotion and idea. Then, a sound rose from the depths of the nexus, a collective murmur, shimmering through the fabric of existence like an ancient hymn swelling into life. We paused, apprehensive but enthralled, sensing the gravity of the moment unfolding. "What do you hear?" I asked, a chill of intuition rippling through me. Julius closed his eyes, tuning in to the melody approaching. Whispers echoes of lost hopes and fears. They mirror our own, fragmented yet yearning for connection. They want to be heard. An invitation, Elena offered, looking deeper into the luminous fabric. We need to heed their call. Let's focus, feel their resonance and stabilize a connection. Together, we centered ourselves, channeling our shared energy into the swirling tendrils of light surrounding us. The whispers intensified, clarifying into distinct voices fragments of their stories threading through time. "Listen," I breathed, highlighting a specific pulse that reverberated through the nexus. "It feels familiar. They're reaching out for guidance." As their plea echoed deeper, visions began to unfold, fractals of distant worlds fragmented amidst the din of reality, their emotions raw and charged, each demanding acknowledgement. "Look," Julius exclaimed, his eyes widening as he pointed toward a radiant corridor. Within it, a vibrant sphere pulsated like a heartbeat, radiating intensity across the dimensional channels. That sphere, it's alive. It holds the essence of their yearning. Entranced, we stepped closer, the corridor emanating warmth that enveloped us, drawing us into a brilliant vortex spiraling outward. Inside, we beheld shadows stretching against the light, ethereal figures caught between despair and hope. "Come help us," the whispers floated toward us, a collective cry uniting all those shadows yearning for release. "We've been lost in darkness, show us the light." I nodded, feeling the power of their emotions surfacing within us, urging us to step forward, to remember the strength we had cultivated together. "We're here," I said, reaching out a hand, intertwining my essence with theirs. "We will guide you." Julie stepped beside me, echoing my resolve, while Elena embraced the sphere of pulsating light, allowing its warmth to envelop her. "We've walked through shadows, too. We understand your pain. Now let's awaken together." The shadows stirred at our words, coalescing into figures who yearned to be freed from their weight. One stepped closer. A woman, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and hope, emotions swirling like a tempest within her. "Help us see," she implored, her voice a mere whisper. "Help us remember who we are." "Together, we'll illuminate your path," I assured her, gathering strength from the nexus, forging a delicate tether connecting our essences. "We will remind you of the light within." With each encroaching heartbeat, the atmosphere thickened, the energies pulsing brighter. But even as they began to awaken, dark shadows coiled protectively around them, suffocating their light. "They're terrified," Elena exclaimed, her voice shaking as she grasped my arm, steeling herself against the rising darkness surrounding us. "Then we will face that fear," Julius declared, resolve sharpening his features. "Together, we shine against the void. You are not alone." In unison, our hands lifted, and we channeled the essence of the nexus. The radiant energy entwined around us burst forth like a supernova, flooding the sphere with brilliant warmth that surged outward like waves crashing upon a shore. "Feel our strength," we shouted, sending tendrils of hope splintering through the darkness, illuminating the spaces where despair had resided. "Allow the light to flow through you." The shadows shifted reluctantly, battling against our warmth, as though resisting the embrace. "We do not deserve this," the woman murmured, fighting back tears. "We have failed, no," I interjected, summoning every iota of conviction within me. "You have not failed. You possess strength deep within you. It is yours. It always has been." At that moment, the sphere expanded, pulsing with newfound energy as fragments of light pierced the encroaching shadows. Flickering memories surged forward, a remembrance of joyous moments, laughter, and love flooding the darkness, threatening to consume them. "Remember the bond, every spark of joy," Elena urged, her voice rising over the cacophony. Let it transform you. Embrace your stories, your courage. As those echoes of laughter mingled with their lingering pain, the darkness began to relent. The forms around us shimmered, revealing glimpses of their true selves, spirits bursting forth with light and warmth, illuminating our path. In unison, the shadows began to dissolve, retreating into oblivion while colors surging within the spirits glimmered with newfound hope. "We see," one voice called out, filled with wonder. "We remember." "Yes," I cried, emboldened by their awakening. "Together, we stand as the light you need, reaching deeper into your essence. Shed the cocoon of despair, embrace who you truly are." With each word, the energies intermingled, granting strength, warmth, and conviction, fortifying their spirit. Together, we surged forward, morphing into a shimmering beam of radiant colors encompassing the sphere, merging energies and emotions. "Let us be light," I declared, focusing on our shared purpose, driving through the pervasive darkness until the last shadows dissolved. It was as if a dam broke. An explosion of joy and laughter erupted forth, illuminating the space where despair had once reigned. The warmth resonated across the corridor as the spirits burst into the light, their forms unfurling like blooming flowers reaching toward the sun. "We are reborn," they rejoiced, voices filled with triumphant unity. "Freedom," another chanted, swirling energies igniting the cosmos, transcending boundaries as luminous sparks cascaded through the corridor, illuminating new paths once cloaked in oblivion. As laughter and elation mingled with the ambient light, we felt their struggles recede. The weight of despair had lifted from their shoulders. Each figure emerged, celebrating their rekindled joy as they flowed toward us, intertwining their energies with ours. "What do we do next?" I asked, gazing into the radiant glow of each spirit as waves of warmth washed over us. "Now we choose to connect," Julius replied, warmth flooding his voice. "Strengthen them by weaving their stories into the fabric of existence. Let their light reach beyond this point, uplifting others along the way." Together we locked eyes, our resolve attuned to the vibrancy that surrounded us. "Then let's begin," Elena said with a heart full of conviction. We directed our power toward the emerging spirits, inviting them to share their stories, their challenges, their strength, and their desires. Through our intertwined energy, we formed tendrils of light that danced and flowed in harmony, uniting as one in a cosmic embrace. As they began to speak, their voices layered together, a symphony of resilience and hope serenading through the cosmic expanse. "We rise like blossoms in the sun, walking paths filled with love, compassion, and courage." We stood united, their stories galaxies swirling around us, becoming threads woven into the great tapestry of existence. Like luminous, ballooning orbs, their narratives burst forth, echoing with purity interlaced through joyous laughter. As each narrative merged into the nexus, the very fabric of reality vibrated with potential, a seismic shift rippling through the universe, inviting souls in need to embrace the warmth and light. Together, we illuminate the void. In unison, we poured our spirits into each tale, unfolding beyond us like petals unfurling toward the sun. As we forged onward, our hearts swelled, embracing infinite timelines still waiting to be forged and stories yearning to be awakened. This was merely the beginning, an expansive frontier where hope ran wild and intertwined. The world shuddered around us, the unseen currents of energy drawing forth others into our luminous embrace. And so, we ventured onward into the boundless infinity of the multiverse, hearts pulsating with purpose, armed with the light we had ignited, determined to awaken the dormant souls yearning for connection. Together, we would sweep through realities, sowing seeds of resilience, fostering transformations amid the most unyielding shadows, an unbroken line of unity striving for the stars. The adventure awaited, the story emerging, each moment pregnant with possibility, an expansive journey calling us forth. Side by side, hand in hand, we stepped boldly into the unknown, netting constellations of hope. In the heart of the nexus, where realities converged and possibilities merged, we prepared to embrace the crescendo of our journey, a pivotal moment that would reverberate across every corner of existence. The vibrant tapestry of stories spun around us, each thread shimmering like a star in the night sky, beckoning with the promise of connection, healing, and light. "Oh, the energy here is immense," I whispered, feeling the electromagnetic hum pulsating beneath my feet, vibrating through every fiber of our beings. My heart raced. I could sense the universe holding its breath, waiting for us to awaken the dormant souls caught in the shadows. Elena's hand tightened around mine. "We're so close, patience. We can reach even further. The Nexus is calling for us to push beyond, into the depths of desolation and fear. Beyond the familiar," Julius added, his voice resonating with certainty. "Into the realms housing souls who have lost hope. It's time to brave the void fully and breathe life into their dreams." The swirling landscape shimmered with potential, revealing pathways that emanated energy and light. We took a deep breath, letting the warmth of the Nexus seep into our hearts. This was not just a journey for ourselves. It was a mission kindled by compassion, the manifestation of our desire to mend the universe that had become so intertwined with darkness. As we moved forward, the vibrant lanes of energy twisted and curled tantalizingly, igniting with stories waiting to unfold. "Look," I pointed toward a shimmering gateway, the hint of melodies surfacing like distant echoes. The entrance shimmered, casting dynamic light as though it housed the very essence of aspirations yearning to break through the surface. We exchanged a look of determination. There was no turning back. "Let's go," I exclaimed, stepping into the glowing threshold with Julius and Elena flanking my sides. The moment we crossed the threshold, warmth enveloped us, and a wave of vibrant energy surged through our beings. We emerged into a realm of vivid hues, an enchanted forest radiating with luminescent flora, but with shadows lurking, seemed to breathe unease. "Stay alert," Julius whispered, his eyes scanning the environment. "It's beautiful, but don't let it deceive you." Suddenly, wails punctured the serene atmosphere. A chorus of despair rippled through the trees, a haunting reminder of countless souls caught in the crosshairs of hope and despair. The vibrant glows pulsated with intensity, but the sorrow draped over them, as if they were trapped between realms of light and dark. "This is it," Elena declared, stepping forward with conviction. "These souls are reaching out. They need help to see the potential within." We steadied ourselves, drawing upon the energy of the Nexus, allowing its warmth to flow through us. Together, I called out, grounding our resolve. "Let's amplify our light and break the hold of despair." With that proclamation, we focused our intentions, channeling the currents of hope flowing within the Nexus. The luminescence radiated outward, illuminating our forms and casting vibrant colors against the murmurs of sorrow. The voices intensified, their melodies blending with our energies, beckoning us to come closer. "Help us," they whispered, tearful and trembling as we ventured deeper into the heart of the forest. "We are lost, show us the way." "Draw them in," Julius urged, allowing the power to course through our interconnected hearts. Each shimmering pulse enveloped the spirits caught in despair with a radiant embrace of understanding. "We are with you," Elena echoed, stepping closer to the shadows shrouding the presence of each spirit. "Feel the connection we all share." As light rippled through the realm, shadows recoiled, memories flickered through the echoes of lost time, tumbling like autumn leaves refusing to settle. The souls began to sway, caught between recognition of the warmth around them and the weight of their sorrow. "We've been waiting," one voice emerged, trembling with doubt. "Where is our hope?" "Hope lies within you," I answered earnestly, my heart swelling with compassion. "Let memory surface. Remember joy, allow it to flow again." A tentative light emerged in the depths of their laughter, gently lifting the residue of despair. They began to converse, whispering about the laughter they once cherished, the love they had known. "Once my child danced in the meadow, once I laughed with friends," one spirit murmured, eyes dim yet yearning for connection. "Let their voices rise," I urged, feeling the harmonies intertwine with our efforts, cascading threads of memories spilling forth. "Let us ignite the joy within." With each heartfelt reminiscence, tendrils of warmth surged, illuminating the forest and banishing the shadows that clung to the spirits. The air crackled with energy, intertwining emotion with light. Yes, the mournful spirits echoed, their faces illuminating. We recall the laughter, as wave after wave of light burst forth, surrounding them with vibrancy, hope ignited, culminating into a resonating chorus. They realized they were not alone. "We are no longer lost," they declared as laughter flooded the silence, an echo of resilience uniting between us. As the warmth expanded, pulling the vibrant threads of connection together, I felt the forest respond, each leaf and flower drawn toward the illumination we had sparked, shimmering with fresh clarity. "Breathe," I urged them. "Feel the light. Allow every part of you to blossom." The world around us took on new life, vibrant colors cascading across the fields anew, intertwining with the laughter that harmonized with our souls. The spirits coalesced, casting aside the remnants of sorrow as joy intertwined with laughter, the melody rippling like the currents of a river, flowing toward the stars above. "In this we find the way," Julius exclaimed, his enthusiasm infectious. "We are the lights against shadows. Together, we are beams reflecting hope throughout every reality." We pushed further, deeper into the forest until we discovered a colossal tree dominating the realm, its bark shimmering like silver, threading an array of color blending into cosmic hues spinning around its branches. It looked ancient and wise, roots digging into the layers of existence, simultaneously an anchor and a beacon. "This is it," I breathed, sensing the heartbeat of the universe thrumming inside. "We must connect our threads here. This is our moment of convergence." With a synchronized approach, we gathered around the tree, linking our hands, allowing the warmth of the nexus to flow between us. "Let's weave our intentions into this sacred vessel," I declared, drawing upon the energy surrounding us. "This tree will reverberate our hopes, channeling our memories into every dimension," Elena added, gazing at the swaying tendrils reaching for the cosmos. "Here we create a legacy," she emphasized, her voice saturated with strength. Together, we focused on our intentions, gathering energy, weaving stories of resilience and hope into the very bark of the tree. As we conjured memories into vibrant strands, the resonance deepened, ultimately punctured by laughter, each flickering moment exploding into bursts of starlight. "Let this tree resonate strength and courage across realities," I proclaimed, pouring every ounce of conviction I held into our creation. "May all who seek it find the light to rise above their shadows." The universe responded, the winds howled gently, wrapping around us, vibrating with energy emanating from deep within the tree. The luminous roots pulsed with life as the energy dispersed further, breaching beyond borders and dimensions. As we joined together, the tree blossomed, its branches stretching outward like filaments of starlight, a vast network shimmering like a beacon for those lost in despair across the infinite realms. "We have sparked connection," Julius shouted in elation. "This is our legacy, a home for every soul yearning for light." In that moment, the forest erupted with brilliance, the once muted colors exploding into an iridescent kaleidoscope, a radiant encapsulation of unity amidst darkness, bursting forth as we celebrated the beauty of existence redefined. "This will be our reminder," Elena said softly, tears glistening. "When the shadows feel overpowering, there will always be light waiting to guide them." Drawing upon the remnants of our shared journey, we knew this was but the beginning. Beyond the energies sparking among us lay endless paths leading toward destinies yet to be written, a multifaceted legacy woven into every soul we encountered. United by purpose, we stepped back together, hearts swirling with anticipation for the adventure that lay ahead. We gazed upon the luminous tree, the essence of our unity shimmering amidst the kaleidoscope of existence. It beckoned us onward, confidence radiating, promising hope where shadows once loomed. The road unfolded before us, a pathway of starlight, inviting us to roam the vastness of the universe. A journey awaiting the echoes of our truth, irrevocably intertwining our fates. And so, with unwavering resolve, we pressed onward together, bearing the weight of stories yearning for the light, carrying the legacy of hope that would forever flutter through the fabric of existence, united against the darkness. The nexus awaited, and so did the realms yearning for our guidance. Our adventure awaited beyond the horizon, an endless dance of shared laughter, a saga spun anew, and before us lay the light that transcended time itself. Together, we would weave the tapestry of this universe, one luminous thread at a time.